Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we're going to take a look at the Warhammer 40,000 Chapter Approved Mission Deck 2025-26. So this, at time of recording, is probably still out of stock. I got this from Warhammer store. There's quite a few physical places and local gaming stores who will probably have one or two of these kicking around. So if you do want one of these, that's going to be your best bet moving forward. I don't know when they're going to be back in stock online with Games Workshop or online retailers, because they just don't make enough of these. We have precedents for these being out of stock for quite a while. From everything that I've seen, and I've only actually seen one proper review of this, from everything I've seen and everything I've heard from people just generally talking about this chapter approved deck, everybody's very positive about it. Let's flip it over and see what we get inside. So this pack contains all the rules required to play Incursion, Strike Force and asymmetric war missions for Warhammer 40,000. The missions within have been explicitly designed for use in both competitive and casual games. They are ideal to use in any event. This pack contains an easy to follow mission sequence, a set of cardboard objective markers. Oh nice, I didn't think they were still doing those. And all the deployment, primary mission, secondary mission, challenger and twist decks needed for 2 players. They go on to state, as they do with just about any product for Warhammer 40,000, that you still need the core rules to use this product. So far, so straightforward. What does it say where it was made? So it's manufactured by Games Workshop Nottingham. Doesn't say where it's made. But let's rip into this. So I am, for the first time, opening the seal. You're going to have to bear with me, I'm sitting down for this review. First review we've done sitting down. We'll see how it goes. But what do we actually get? That's a lot of card. So contents, it goes through deployment deck, primary mission deck, the 9 card twist deck, secondary mission deck, 19 attacker, 19 defender, and then 9 challenger deck cards. And we have a nice little fold out that talks you through chapter approved battles, setting everything up. There is a QR code so that you can just play simpler games without secondary missions or twists. And that looks like that QR code will take you to Warcom. On the back it talks about new orders. Talks you through redeploying armies, end of battle, determining the victor. There is a points thing. So the maximum victory points you can get for primary mission is still 50, secondary missions is still 40, and the challenger deck you can get a maximum of 12, but as a total you can only ever have 90 victory points. So if you have a challenger deck that gives you, say, 3 victory points, but you're at, for some reason, 98, you will only go up to that 100 after battle ready painting, which is always 10 points. And I think this worried a lot of people, but games scoring wise can still only go up to 100 points, including painting. So that's a nice little contents page there. Like they say, they have the objective markers. So you have your 3. Yeah, they do also sell neoprene matte style objective markers if you want them with the bigger, I think it's a 3-inch radius, but they just very handily pop out the card. You've got a little 40mm objective marker with 2 different designs on. Very, very nice. They'll come in handy. I personally prefer, you're going to hear the chair creaking so much because I need to tighten this wooden chair. I personally prefer that stuff, and then having a mat that just gives you a nice looking terrain and the narrative of it, rather than having a 3-inch circular thing that looks out of place. It's easier to see, I guess, but it's just for my preference of a board. And then we have all of these cards. So let's take a little look. This is really, it's an overview, isn't it, more than a review? Lots of, in fact, I'm going to take all of the deployment out to start with. So that's our deployment cards. Pop them there. We have our primary missions. I have to say, I've never really been a big one. I buy the cards, but I've never really been a big one for playing them. I just like to kill my opponents, in all honesty. But I do like how they do this. And price-wise, honestly, for how they changed the game up for the year, I don't think that they're that terrible. So that is everything that you get. You get all of the deployments for the various different types of battle that you can play with this deck, and your different asymmetric deployments, which is cool. I really love that they've done those. Primary missions, secondary missions attacker, secondary missions defender, the 9 challenger cards, and then the twist. So in total, 6 incursion, 6 strike force, and 5 asymmetric. Nice mix. You've got your 10 primary, you've got your 19 for each of the secondaries, defender and attacker, your 9 challenge cards, and the twist deck is 9 cards as well. Let's put these to one side. We will take a look at deployment. And we're just going to skim through these. I mean, these are on the back. I would expect them all to be the same. Oh no, they are different. So the green is secondary mission defender. The red, secondary mission attacker. I think that's standard. Blue is everything else by the looks of it, but the different symbols say challenger, twist. I'm sure the symbols mean something in the lore. Yeah, it's different symbols for different things. So deployments, we have a couple of incursions first. They all look fairly standard, and I think that these will be Hammer and Anvil's fairly iconic, isn't it? Dawn of War, again, another classic. Yeah, nice. They will be used quite a bit, I think. Search and Destroy is another one. I do like how they do these. So that's your incursions. Just a nice little mix. Strike Force, again, just similar, if not exactly the same. And then we have our asymmetric. So this is the exciting stuff. Last Stand. Oh, I love it. Breakout. Yeah, I like it. Tip of the Spear is a nice one as well. Defensive Line. Yeah. And then the pincer attack. I like these. These are probably going to be my favourites to play. And you can tweak them for any size, let's be honest. I know that they're supposed to be for the 1,000-point games, but I'm just going to do whatever I want with this deck because I play casual. I'm a filthy casual. Primary missions taken hold. These will have seen some tweaks, but a lot of them will probably be very similar. Burden of Trust. Linchpin. Scorched Earth. I think that's an old-timey one, isn't it? Purge the Foe. Terraform. Terraform has changed. I believe that now you can flip a terraformed objective, which never used to be the thing. Hidden Supplies. The Ritual. Like I say, I'm not up on my missions, and I didn't have. I think I had the Leviathan deck, but I'd never really looked at it. I didn't pick up the Pry Nexus deck. Unexploded Ordnance, supply drop. Was that 2 supply drops? No, hidden supplies and then supply drop. Denied resources, these are asymmetric wars. Holdout. Siphoned power. Established control and uneven ground. So you even have... What have we got? 5 primary missions for the asymmetric, which adds a little bit of variety. Let's have a look at twists now, because twists are always interesting. Night fighting. You can only attack models within 18 inches. Ruinscape. Each time a unit makes a normal or advanced move, it can move horizontally through terrain. Features. Interesting. Martial Pride. Advancing does not make a battle line unit ineligible to start an action, excluding vehicles. Starting an action does not make a battle line unit ineligible to shoot. That's very nice for battle line. Rapid Escalation. First battleground players can set up units from strategic reserves in the reinforcement step of their movement phase. If they do, units must be set up wholly within 6 inches of any battlefield edge, but no model in these units can be set up within enemy deployment zone. A unit set up in this manner cannot be set up using the deep strike ability. The maximum points total for units set up in this way is 200 points in incursion and 400 points in strike force and asymmetric. Oh, asymmetric is 2000 points. Oh, okay. Adapt or die using fixed missions or using tactical. Different variations there, very nice. High octane, each time a unit advances, do not make an advance roll, instead, until the end of the phase, add 6 inches to the movement. That's glorious. I love it. Bloodlust, a unit is able to charge if it is within 18 inches and charge rolls are 3d6. World Eater's dream. And orcs, probably. Point blank range weapons, excluding blast weapons, have the pistol ability. Love it. And Lords of War. Until the end of the battle, add 3 to the attack's characteristic for each equipped weapon by Warlord models, excluding vehicles. So Warlords are just horrible. We'll do Challenger later. I'm going to work on the theory that Attacker and Defender are all going to be the same. Yeah, they are. Okay. We'll look at the Attacker, but this will be the same. They're identical as the Defender. Engage on all fronts. Fairly familiar. Storm hostile objective behind enemy lines. Assassination. Cleanse. Establish locus. That's the perform an action. Yeah. Bring it down. I'm not up on these, so I'm showing you I'm showing you these so you can make up your own mind and tell me what you think, because I will need to play these a bit before, to be honest, and I think that's generally why this is an overview and not a review. Cull the Horde. No prisoners is a good old one, isn't it? Each time an enemy bodyguard unit or enemy non-character unit is destroyed, fixed 2 VP, and when this card is active you can use tactical missions. Each time an enemy unit is destroyed, 2 VP, up to 5. Very nice, very standard. Secure no man's land, mark for death, defend stronghold. A lot of these are familiar. Recover assets, area denial, sabotage, overwhelming force, extend battle lines, attempting target, and display of might. So far, so expected, I think. And then just to confirm, the defenders are all the same. I like the feel of these cards. I am a very physical based, card based person. If I can have physical things in front while I'm playing, I like it. Challenger card. So this is the big change. So you have, this is very Spearhead as well, which is why I like it. But generally, I think this has been really well received. Interestingly, moving into what we expect to be the final year of 10th edition, is this going to become a thing moving forward? Are they going towards the AOS Spearhead style? Personally, I wouldn't be against it, but we'll see. Generally, it sounds like it's been quite well received. But you get your stratagem, or you get your mission for however many VP it says. So, force a breach. Target a unit in your army that has not been selected to move until the end of the phase. Each time your unit makes a normal or advanced move, you can move horizontally through models and terrain for 0 CP. Or secure extraction zone in your shooting phase. One unit in your army that is not within your deployment zone and is wholly within 9 inches of one or more of the battle edges completes immediately. You just get 3 VP for securing the extraction zone, as long as you're positioned there. In your shooting phase, easy enough. Opportunistic strike, or end of your turn, if one or more enemy models from 2 or more different units were destroyed, a free 3 VP. Try saying that fast 3 times. These are going to be very achievable, but the maximum that you can get on the Challenger deck, points wise, VP wise, is 12, because you only get 1 Challenger card if you're 6 points or less behind. All of the CP burst of speeds, they're all 0 CP, aren't they? And they're all 3 VP, yeah. So I'm not going to go over these in any great detail. I'm just showing you what they are. That one's different. So that is a 1 VP per area. For each of the following areas, 1 or more units from your army, excluding aircraft and battle-shocked units, are wholly within that area, you gain a VP. So if you have a unit in your deployment zone, if you have a unit 6 inches within the centre, in no man's land, or your opponent's deployment zone, if you have units in any 3 of those 4 areas, you gain extra VP up to 3. 1 unit from your army, it completes at the end of your turn. If that unit is more than 18 inches away from enemy units, you score 3 VP. It's called self-preservation, I call it cowardice. Dig in, end of your turn, for each objective marker you control, 1 VP up to 3. Yeah, and they're all 0 CP, they're nice little extras. So this one, in your shooting or fight phase, 1 unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot or fight this phase until the end of the phase. Weapons equipped by models in your unit have the hazardous ability and your choice of lethal hits or sustained hits 1. You can get that stuff with other ways, but if you're panicking, if you need a quick hit, you need a bit of lethal, or you want sustained hits on something, and you do want a unit dead, that can work, but there is the trade-off that you get hazardous. Yeah, there's some really nice little bits in here. It's basically a free stratagem or a free mission action for you to play about with, isn't it? It is a catch-up mechanic, but ultimately I don't think it's gonna, if you're 20-25 points behind, I don't think it's probably gonna save you. But it keeps the games a little tighter than they used to be, which I don't think is a bad thing overall. There will be people who just want to go in and by turn 3 they're sat at the bar, having smashed their opponents in 2 turns. I feel like that might still be possible, but there will be a little bit more points for your opponent instead. We'll see how it plays out. Overall, I think the community has taken to these quite well when they've been able to get hold of them. The biggest gripe I've seen is that they're out of stock, and it's just hilarious to me that they've been out of stock. I mean, yeah, they've been out for 2 weeks, have they? Has it been 2 weeks? On actual general sale, and yeah, they need to get more of this stuff done, printed. If they're not printed in-house, they need to be so that they can respond to this. Or just print an extra few thousand. You're going to sell them. But that's the biggest gripe. Overall, from what I've heard, this is a really nice set. This is an overview, not a review, because I haven't played any of the missions yet, but we will be. We'll have a look. Yeah, it's a nice box. I like the cards. The cards feel good quality. They've got nice designs. And you actually get quite a lot in them. I'm surprised that you get your objective markers as well. And they're, you know, decent size, they do the job. They've got different details on, so you can flip them if you need to for attacker defender. Yeah, on the whole, it's a mission deck. It's what we expect. I think how it changes the game is going to be seen in the next 3 to 6 months. I think this is a little blueprint, a little nod to what we'll be getting with 11th, much like the recent codexes have been. But on the whole, I think this is good. I love it when they do change things for the positive, and everybody seems positive about this who has it. Let me know what you think in the comments. Obviously, I'm partially expecting it would be nice to buy it, but if you've got this, let me know what you think of the missions and the catch-up mechanic with the challenger cards. Or let me know if you are hoping to pick this up in the near future. That's it for me, really. It's a different product for me to review. I'm just getting into this. Let me know your thoughts. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.